Hey guys, a long time no see. How's everybody doing? It's been busy, but good busy, crazy busy, but in a good way. So anyways, I know for the first few months, my schedule just went a while. So to get back on track, I'm just gonna do quick story time. And then once I'm done with what I am doing, then we will get back to schedule. Okay? Now, I don't know where to start, but anyways, this story time is just gonna, I don't know if some of you guys dream. I dream, so sometimes I forget my dream, sometimes I remember the dream. I'm sure most of you guys do that as well. But anyways, I am, like most people know that, for those of you that know, I usually dream something that is gonna happen. Cliche, right? But I tell you guys okay, I think we're here for storytelling. Dream number one, let's get to the point. Dream number one, there was this time that I was dreaming, like we had these lost relatives, basically. Lost relatives because of a civil war. Nobody knows where she is, and of course, she's older than me. Well, she's been around even before I was born, so I've never met her. I was like around 8 or 9. So every now and then, like when the family will have discussions, they will talk about her, they will remember her, people will pray hoping that she's doing well and whatnot. So anyways, so one time I had a dream that she came back, and she was brought by other people. So apparently during the civil war she felt so sick, and then that is obviously the South Sudan civil war, that she felt very sick and she lost her memory, right? And then because she lost her memory, she couldn't come home, so she ended up going along with some strangers, and she ended up staying with those strangers, and obviously she could not find her way home because she had no recollection, she had no memory of anything, right? Just to get back to I am now, me, I was like 8-9 year old. So like ever since I was growing up, like people will always remember her, and they will say, oh my God, she was so pretty, she was this, she was that, she was that, and nobody knows where she is, and everyone is hoping that she's alive. Nobody really know where she is and whatnot. So here I am at 8 or 9 year old. I had this dream that she came back. And then when in the morning, so I went to my auntie, I was so happy, I was jumping. She's like, what? I was like, well, I had a dream, auntie, let's call her auntie. What name should we give her? Any names? Auntie Vivian. Yeah, I was like, auntie Vivian is back, auntie Vivian is back. Like, what do you mean? She's like, I was like, no, I had a dream, she came back. She told me in the dream she's coming today, so she's coming today, she's coming now, she's coming anytime. I was like dragging my auntie, and my auntie's like, you talking about this person, you've never seen her, how do you know she's the one? It's probably someone else. Then another relative that was in the house were like, okay, just give her an album to see if she can point at the person that she saw in her dream. So of course they brought this album out, all dusty, and then because I was making so much fuss and noise and whatnot, I was very sure she's coming, and she was coming today, right? So of course they brought the album, they started pulling different pictures, or just putting it around, pulling picture. And then I'm like, this one, she's the one, she's coming. This aunt is the one that I saw, she's coming. They looked at each other. They're like, what? How did you know? You've never met her. So anyways, all of a sudden the doorbell rang. guess who was at the door? That aunt and some relatives. When they saw her, everybody started crying and blah, blah, blah. And then I just jumped. I was hugging her. I was like, yeah, I was expecting you. I saw you in my dream. You told me in your dream you're coming today. Everyone was just, and then people are asking my auntie, what is she talking about? They're like, you see this child? We don't know what's going on. I woke up this morning. She's making noise everywhere, telling us that this Auntie Vivian is coming back today because Auntie Vivian told her in the dream she was coming. And she's never seen Auntie Vivian, you know. We pulled out the album and she pointed at her, and there we are. Wow, people are so shocked. And yeah. So anyways, that is dream number 1, right? But anyways, everyone was freaking out. That was like a very weird thing. So anyways, but because I was young, I didn't really understand. And I just freaked everyone out. I freaked everyone out because the fact that I told them that Auntie Vivian was coming today, and she actually came that same day, right? That was crazy. Anyways, that is dream number 1. Dream number 2, when I was on campus, I think I told a few people about this dream. When I was on campus, one of our friends, we usually have dinner together, like we go to the dining hall together. And every time we met, she keeps saying, oh my God, she's very concerned about one of her classes. I think it's a history class. She's worried that if she doesn't get at least 80 and above, she's not gonna make it. So she's trying to work very hard. And she was saying that she thinks the prof is maybe racist. I don't know, you know. But anyways, so she was very concerned because she's like, no matter how hard she works, she doesn't get the mark she's looking for. But she's really hoping that she will do well. Then we kept saying that, yeah, maybe just pray, work hard, continue to work hard. Maybe you will make it. And then one day I had a dream that she had 86. So I had a dream that we were somewhere at school in a hallway. She saw me and she started calling me like, oh my God, come and see. I passed the class I was worried about. Then I was asking her, how much did you get? And then she showed me her paper. She's like 86, and I saw 86 written on red, and they even say very good beside it. I was like, wow, I'm so happy for you. That was in the dream. And then I just say, okay, it's just a dream, you know. And then we were going to the dining. So all of a sudden she called me and she said, hey, you guys, I have something to tell you guys. Make sure you come to the dining on time. I was like, yeah, sure. So dining time, we went, you know, to grab food and whatnot. And then she's like, oh my God, I have something to tell you. So anyways, we were all curious. We rushed to get our food and come to the dining. So we were all like, tell us, what happened? And then she's like, okay, do you guys know that I've been telling you guys about this one class, and I was so worried about it. If I don't get 80 and above, I might not, you know, make it. My grades won't, you know, add up to what I'm looking for. And we're like, yeah, you've been telling us. And then she's like, guess what? Like, what? I made it. I had over 80. I was like, over 80s? What did you make? She showed her paper. 86. But even before then, just to backtrack, I told one of my friends, I'm like, you know what? I had a dream. And I said, I want to put it in writing. So I sent her a quick email. I said, you know, this is the dream I had. And I had that. She had 86. So just keep that in the back of your mind. So anyways, so now we go to the dining, fast forward to the dining, and when she showed that it was 86, my friend looked at me and I looked at her, and she was so shocked. She just opened her eyes were in her mouth and everything was wide open. She was like, oh my God, exactly 86. And that's what I dreamt. So anyways, dream number 3. I think let me record in the next video. See you soon. Okay guys, so dream number 3. This third dream is interesting. So I had my co-workers that I was working with. And this lady, she will come to work. Sometimes she's off, sometimes she's coming to work, sometimes she's on vacation, sometimes she's back. She wasn't consistent at work. And then one day I had a dream. I had a dream that I was headed to one of the manager's office. And then I noticed people in the boardroom, like some of the managers in the boardroom. So before I actually got in, I kind of eavesdropped-ish, because I was going, but then I heard them talking. And then they were saying that they wanted to get rid of this particular manager that was not consistent at work. They're saying, well, because she's not always here, sometimes she's sick, sometimes she's on vacation, she has a lot of things going on, and her attendance wasn't the greatest. So the managers were in the meeting saying that they're gonna get rid of her, fire her, basically. So I was so shocked that I was disturbed by that dream. I'm like, why would they do that? But if she has a good reason, saying she's sick and whatnot, so why? Anyways, while we're at that, I told some of my friends when I go to work, I'm like, you know what? Before you tell me anything, don't say good morning. This is the dream I had. And then she's like, Soraya, we have to tell you something. So anyways, I'm like, okay, I'll come back. So I think I went at the hallway, then I met the manager. I'm like, oh, how come you're parking? Is everything okay? She's like, oh, actually, I'm leaving. The company let me go. I was so shocked. I was like, oh my God. So I went to my colleague. My colleague was like, Soraya, this you and your dreams. So whatever you saw in the dream is happening right now. She's leaving. I was like, well, oh my God. That's so sad. I don't know why I keep dreaming things that happen. I wish I could dream to prevent things from happening, but whatever I dream is what is gonna happen. So I was like, wow. I was so shocked. I was so sad that they're letting her go, but I was also shocked that I just had a dream of something that is actually happening. So, and it's like I dreamt it the night before, and then just the following day, that she was getting let go. Oh my God, dream number 3. Let's move on to dream number 4. Dream number 4. Oh my God, so dream number 4, I lost this relative back home, right? And then, of course, they wanted, things, for the burial, blah, 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 no problem. I think, like back home, if you guys know, like sometimes, oh, they want to buy a cow, they want to do this, they want to do that. So, okay, I will chip in as well. Everybody was chipping in. So I chipped in. I sent money to buy whatever they were, missing and all that stuff. And then I had a dream that this particular relatives that were coming from the village, I dreamed them. Basically, I saw myself in that village where I haven't been, but I know if I go there today, it is the same. So I saw it exactly in the village. So many of them were coming. They said they were headed. So I saw them, like in the dream, I saw them. I met them on the road, right? I was asking them, oh, why are you guys walking? Where are you guys going? I don't know if I should say this. Oh my God. Breathe. So I asked them, where are you guys going? He's like, well, we just finished a funeral of this person that passed away. So we are going to go to this other one because the person is very sick, but we want to make sure the person doesn't leave. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, yeah, we just want to make sure the person doesn't leave so that we can go and attend another funeral. And then in that dream, right, all of a sudden I had like these angels and all that stuff. They're like, no, they need to be beaten. They need to be, as the Bible says, thou shalt not allow the witch to live, right? So basically, like, my God, and everybody started beating them up, like they need to change whatever thing they had, the bad plan that they had to go to that particular person that was very sick, right? So anyways, after the angels beat them up and some of them was like fainted and all that stuff, I was seeing blood everywhere. I was like, oh my God, that's a very crazy thing. And then I asked the angels, so what are we gonna do now? The angels like, no, don't worry, we're gonna make sure that the person leave. Nothing will happen to the person. I said, okay. So then I saw myself going with the angels to that person. And then when I go there, the person is like, please pray for me, pray for me. These people there are people coming from the village that, wanted to kill her. I'm like, no, nobody can take your life. It's only God, right? So that I started praying for this family member. And then the angels were like, you don't need to pray. We already reversed everything. Nothing's going to happen. And then I woke up. Then I was like, okay. So I prayed. I said, okay, since in the dream I dreamed that I prayed for this person, let me call her. As I was about to call the person, I saw a phone call coming. And then the person answered. I'm like, oh, hi. I was about to call you. She's like, yeah, no, because I wanted to call you too, because I had a dream that you should pray for me. Then I'm like, what's wrong? Are you okay? It's like, no, I was very sick for more than a month, It's only yesterday that now my voice returned. I could eat a little bit, so please just pray for me, because I'm just following what the dream told me. I'm like, oh. So I didn't even tell her that, I had this dream. So I'm like, okay, that's fine, let's pray. So we prayed and all that stuff and all that. So after we prayed, and she's like, okay, I'm sure everything's gonna be fine. 2 days later, I call her, she didn't answer. I'm like, oh my God, is everything okay? I'm like, where are you? I've been trying to call. It's like, what? I'm fine. I was at work. I'm busy. I'm my business, and like, she's very healthy. And then I'm like, let me test the hypothesis. I'm like, let me try to call someone in the village, the same relative that I saw in my dream that my angels beat the hell out of them. I'm like, okay, let me see how they are doing. So I called. And then I had one of my cousins answer. I'm like, I'm just checking, how's everything? And then she was like, oh, her mom was very sick. They don't know what happened. The mom woke up with a swollen face, swollen leg. It's as if somebody beat her in the dream, blah, blah, blah. Another uncle too. And then I think another relative and a neighbor. I'm like, so how many people? It's like 4 people. Even people don't know what's happening. Everyone is confused in the village. 4 people is like they just woke up. It's like they got beaten very bad. And they are all swollen, trying to heal from their pain and all that. Then I'm like, well, did they confess? It's like, confess to what? I said, oh, okay, let me speak to your mom. So then I spoke, as I told the mom, I said, okay, did you confess what you guys were trying to do? Oh, no, I'm sorry, that was not our intention, blah, 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 blah. And the phone was in speaker. And then, of course, when she started saying that, and then the daughter was asking me, what is going on with this confession story? What really happened? I'm like, my sister, if you want the truth, talk to your mom. Doing evil is not good, because you cannot go far, because our God lives. Just tell them not to do evil, because God will always vindicate his people. So she was very shocked. And those are all like, I'm like, oh my God, my dreams, So anyways, that was dream number 3. I'm gonna come back. Okay, this video is filling up, so I'm gonna come back with dream number 4. Okay, guys, dream number 4. I don't know where I should start this dream from. Anyways, this other dream, I think I already told people. Before I came to Canada, I had a dream. I had a dream of Canada. Exactly. Even before I even thought of going to Canada. I never thought in 1,000 years, because I was living my life in Kenya. I was having the best time. I had like my businesses. I was doing fine. Who wants to travel overseas? That wasn't in my mind. That wasn't the plan. I was just finishing high school. I was now going to start scouting to see which college or university I need to attend, but that wasn't really in my plans, because I was focusing on my businesses. So then I had a dream. I had a dream that I came to Canada. Not any Canada. I was at Brock University. I didn't see the name of the school, but I saw the school. So that I was at the school. These two family, white couple with their daughter. The daughter was about my age. So they called me at the school while I was still in my room. They called me to say they wanted to come and pick me up to take me to church. Then I was like, okay. So anyways, and then I got ready, that I was in my dormitory. I got ready and I went with them to church, and then after church we went to their house, and then they dropped me back to school. I saw the exact ground, the green grass, the well manicured grass. If someone you went at Brock University, you know, everything exactly the same. That was the dream. Fast forward, how I was able to come is that one of my cousin was visiting from Egypt, and then she told me that, have you decided to go to college or university yet? I'm like, no, I haven't. And then he was like, you know what, why don't you go to Canada? They also have good scholarship programs there. I'm like, you know what, that never crossed my mind. So that was the first time. That is after the dream. Now we are talking about Canada. I was like, that never crossed my mind, because I never even thought that Canada, like, if you're in Africa, all you know about Canada is like, oh my God, it's too cold and whatnot. So anyways, and once we had that discussion with my cousin, now I started getting curious and trying to know more about what universities I can try to get into Canada and whatnot. So I had this project on Niagara Falls, and I'm like, okay, since I had that project on Niagara Falls, let me see if they have any schools there. And then I checked, and there was Brock University, and of course, long story short, I was able to get everything and come to Brock University. While I was at my dorm, a lady, her name is Gita, Indian woman. She worked with the International Student Department. So on a Friday, while I was at school, she told me, we do have families that sometimes come to pick up kids to go to church. There's this family that I gave their number. You are number 2. So they will call you if you want to go to church, or if you just want to, familiarize, know the city. They do that once in a while. And the family also have a daughter your age. I was like, okay. So then Sunday morning around 9, I get a call. And this family told me that, we spoke to Gita Powell and whatnot. She gave us your number. So, no, they called me Saturday evening. They told me, okay, we wanted to come and pick you up for church. Is that okay? I was like, yeah, sure. Then they told me the time. I said, okay. They told me, I think 9:30 or 10. I said, okay, that's fine. So I got ready, of course, Sunday morning, waiting for them. And then by 10, they actually called me 10. They told me they're downstairs. Then I came to see them. You know the dream I had in Kenya, that a couple and a daughter about my age took me to church. It was them. Exactly as I saw on the dream. It was the exact couple. But anyways, instead of freaking out, I didn't, because, I always know my dreams are like, I'm kind of used to dreaming such things. What can I do? It was very spooky. That's the word. I think it was too spooky. Like, if it was someone else, they just turn around and run, right? But I was like, well, that is a fulfillment of a prophecy, So yeah, so the couple dropped me. They picked me up. We went to church. After church, I went to their house, and it's exactly the same way as I saw in my dream. And then after that, they dropped me home, rather to the campus. I was like, wow. Anyways, dream number 4. Let's move on to dream number 5. Dream number 5. So dream number 5, I used to dream about going to this place it was like a farm, right? Just imagine a farm, very green and with a lot of crops and all kind of things. But every time I kept dreaming exactly that same farm with exactly 2 family members that were always there. And then, but anytime I pass the farm and go to where those family members are, their life was not. They were like back in the day. It's like they are living in a mad house, very wretched and all that stuff. But in reality, that's not who they are. They're actually doing really well, middle class well. Then I'm like, what is going on? Why do I keep dreaming this dream? Like, what is happening? And every now and then when I dream, I'll find myself in that same place. So then I kept telling myself in that dream, it's like, how come? What is going on? How can I even interpret this? Does it mean they are not doing well, or does it mean something is pushing them back? So then anyways, oh my God, that's crazy. So anyways, one time there was an incident that happened, and then we were supposed to meet, the whole family meeting and all that stuff. And then I decided that, me and my big mouth, I decided I wanted to pray before. Usually when we're having regular family meeting, we pray before the meeting and then we pray after, right? Opening remark, closing remark, kind of a prayer. So I decided to pray. As I was praying, oh my God, this is so crazy. Anyways, so as I was praying, I started seeing things. It's like I could feel sadness, like if you're watching Teresa Capuro, there's that lady that talk about stuff. That's not me, but I'm just trying to give you guys an example. It's like, I don't know, if you're someone that prays for people, you should know that you start to feel their pain, you start to feel what they're going through. And it was just those 2. And then when I finished prayer, and then I started asking, is everything okay? Like, what is going on? And then the wife was like, oh, we've been going through a lot of tough time. Someone scammed them. They lost a lot of money. They're about to lose their house. So basically, you're going from 0 to 0. I was like, oh my God. And then they're like, they don't know what to do and all that stuff. Then I'm like, you know what, guys? As the scripture says, that sometimes certain difficulty cannot just pray it off. Maybe you guys need to involve fasting and all that stuff and take it serious. So anyways, and then a few weeks later, they called me to say, oh my God, thank you so much. We did all the fasting and prayers and God answered. We are getting our money back. They are not going to foreclose our house anymore. So their life, everything reversed. Anyways, dream number 5 or dream number 6? Dream number 5. Dream number 5. I dreamt that someone, like one of my niece, I dreamt that I saw my niece playing with somebody. They were playing like kids and all that stuff. And then they started having argument with these neighbors' kids. And then one of the kids took sand and poured on my niece's eyes. I woke up in the morning, I'm like, what kind of dream is that? Kids playing and then someone pouring sand in someone's eyes. Like, this doesn't make sense. So anyways, I'm like, this dream is off. So anyways, but then I saw exactly who those kids are that they were playing with and all that. So then I called my cousin. I'm like, how's everything? She's like, oh, everything's good. But then he's just saying that her daughter, they were playing outside, but they don't know what happened, because she thinks that when she finished playing, she was complaining about her eyes, and then of course this morning she cannot see at all, and both of her eyes are swollen. Then I'm like, okay. So I told her, well, most people know about my crazy dreams. So I told her, anyways, I'm gonna tell you something, but please don't get offended. Take your daughter to the particular family they were playing with, to go and tell the mom or the child they need to remove whatever they did, because they know. Because I told her in my dream I saw that kid pouring sand on your daughter's eyes. So just go and tell them nicely that I said they should just, remove whatever they put on the child. So my cousin is like, oh my God, that's gonna start trouble. I'm like, you want your child to go blind? You told me she cannot see. All the eyes is like, okay. So she went and knocked at the door and went, and then the mom answered. And then she asked for the mom, like, where's your daughter? They called the daughter. He's like, please, can you take what you put on my daughter's eyes, because she's having problems saying, why are you saying no, we are not here to fight. Please just do it so we can move on. There is nothing serious. We know exactly what she did. And then the mom is like, fine, take this water and tell her to wash her eyes. So they gave them the water the girl washed their face with. And then all the puffiness is gone, she can see. And then she called me back, like, how did you know? I said, I don't know. I had a dream. You know me and my crazy dreams. I have no clue. I don't know what's going on. So we just started laughing about it. So that was it. Dream number 6. This other dream was crazy. This one, I dreamed. Okay, this dream was like a nightmare. So I dreamed that this particular relative, everybody knows that, oh, you need to fear this person because the person does diabolical stuff and all that stuff. So I dreamed that relative, that they came to my house, her and another one. And I don't know if my mom was also among them, but anyways. So I dreamed that they came to the house and they are putting things in different places in the house. And then in that dream, I'm following them just to see what they are doing. And then after that, I went to bed. That is in the dream that I went to bed. And then when I came to bed, and they had surrounded my bed, right? Then I'm like, you guys wanna play me? So I started reading, praying. Like in the dream, I was praying, right? You know, because sometimes, like when you're having a dream, like a bad dream, you even sometimes try to talk, you want to move, you cannot move, but you can still say everything in your imagination, through your imagination. So I now, because I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything, I was using my imagination now to read and recite my Psalm 91s and Psalm 30, like I was just going crazy, right? So those people basically, in the dream, it shows I started fighting them in the spiritual. They manifested in the physical. I could see them in the physical. And then I remembered myself, I'm like, oh my God, from spiritual to the physical. And then they just disappeared. I could even feel like hitting someone, one of them, like touching them. So then, of course, I woke up from that dream. I'm just like, you know what, guys, you need to back off. You need to back off. Don't play with me. Do not play with me. Don't come to if you have something, tell me, but don't be disturbing me in my dream. Don't come to me in my dream. And since then, I never saw them again in my dream. What? Anyways, dream number 6. This one is crazy. So this other dream, I think this dream I also told some people. One of my friend that has been trying to, she got married a little bit late because you know how sometimes people do like, hey, I just want to put my life in order first. I want to do this, I want to do that. So of course, she got married a little bit late, and then she was having issues conceiving, right? And then she was telling, oh my God, guys, she was telling us like, oh my God, pray for me, you know, and all that stuff. We're like, okay, we'll pray for you. So anyways, one day I had a dream. She was telling me in that dream to pray for her. And in that dream, I could see that she's pregnant. I'm like, I was asking her, why are you asking me to pray for you? This is what we've been praying for. You are pregnant. Why are you asking for prayer? She's like, no, just stop talking. Just pray for me, pray for me. So anyways, I was like, okay. I prayed for her. Anyway, so that was a dream. That's it. I'm like, oh. And I woke up, I'm like, that was such a good dream. Man, one of my friends that was trying to conceive, now she's pregnant. Hey, let the dream come to pass, right? And then 2 days later, she calls me. She's like, oh, you know, I've been trying to reach you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, what's happening? She's like, no, she's been really sick. She's been missing work. She doesn't know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how long? She's like, over a month. I'm like, how can you be sick over a month? You don't go see a doctor. She's like, you know me, she doesn't like to go see doctor. She doesn't like injection. She doesn't want anything to do with hospital. Then I'm like, girl, just like even ordinary flu, they are saying that if you are sitting with the flu for over 3 or 4 days, you should, you know, consult your physician. So girl, over a month, that's crazy. And then I was like, okay, you know what, I'm coming. I'll drop you off to work. To the hospital. She's like, no, and I was like, no, don't worry, I'm coming. So anyways, I went, I picked her up. We went to the hospital. But then there were a lot of line-up, so obviously the doctor saw her. But then, before she came out, I could see the nurses going up and down. I was one of the nurses, everything okay? She's like, yeah, everything is fine. Go up and down. Blood work. Oh, scan. They even went and do the, what is it called? Ultrasound. I'm like, I was saying to myself, wow, this girl was serious, because if this thing is taking this long, this is serious. Anyways, so yeah. So she did all that and she came out. And then she was like, you know, I was like, okay, so what's up with the doctor? She's like, please just pray for me. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm asking you, what did the doctor say? You're not saying anything. You're telling me to pray for you. He's like, yeah, just please pray for me, then I'll tell you what happened. I'm like, girl, you're scaring me. He's like, just please pray for me. I'm like, okay. So we started praying. They're like, tell me what happened. She's like, oh my God, I'm pregnant, blah, blah, blah. It's 2 months. I'm like, that's good news now. She's like, yes, but of course, because she didn't know she was pregnant, she wasn't eating properly. So basically, they're gonna need to watch her blood, watch everything, and that's why the doctors and nurses were running up and down to make sure, you know, the baby's doing fine, because she's a little bit older, and they're talking of maybe she's high risk, blah, blah, blah. I'm like,